Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Santa's Workshop. Today, we have got a treat for you. We are starting on the body work for El Caballero. Yay! But I was going to show you a little bit about what we got to do here. Need to hang my coat back up. This is the worst dent on this whole car. We got a couple of little places of surface rust. I mean, that's just surface, nothing bad. This is worked out almost completely. But what I'm going to do is I have got a spot welding slide hammer that Jason S. had bought for me quite a while back. We're going to get that, and we're going to metal work this. And I'm going to try not to put any plastic in this car whatsoever. Don't know if I'm going to be able to achieve that because we got to have plastic up there in this area for those seams. But I'm going to have to redo that area, and I'll show you why in just a minute. But we've got little dings all over this car. This side is not bad. You can see where we circled them. Got to cut these off. I'm just going to use the grinder and grind them off one at a time. I got some spots that have got holes in them where the wheel wells went or the wheel well molding went, for example. I want to weld all those holes up and grind them down like they were never there. Because this car is not going to have no trim. So I want it to, when somebody looks, I want them to look and go, oh, this car's never had no trim. And it's all metal, no plastic. But if you remember when I put this roof on, those who have not been with the channel that long, I'll see if I can put the, I'll just put the whole Caballero playlist up at the end of this video so you can see what I have done. But right in here is where this is seamed. And I was under the impression it was going to go right to the paint shop and they was going to get it painted. Well, things fell through. That didn't happen. But this, I used a lacquer-based primer sealer just as a rough-in for them to be able to come in and sand it down, block it out, and be ready to go. The lacquer-based primer sealer is not water resistant. And this thing sat outside for many months up there at the paint shop. And I've got little spots of rust coming through. Well, you can see where it has peeled right there. And other side over there. Let me get you into that. That just does not look good. So what we need to do, so we're going to sand all this thing down, and the primer I'm going to use on it this time is epoxy primer, which is moisture proof, and it will be much, much better. But I was looking at this the other day. Yeah, you can see it. See the cracks? That's what moisture does when it gets underneath it. And right here is kind of surface rust is coming through. So when I get to this, I'm going to sand it all down, make sure that the plastic is still adhered. Then I'm going to put the epoxy primer over it and do it the way I should have the first time. But that's neither here nor there. We're not starting with this today. We're actually going to start with the door. Now, my driver's door that I'm going to use has got a huge dent. You can see the crown right there, big dent here. You cannot get behind it to work it out because of the security bar inside the door. Actually, you can see this little ridge right here. That's part of the security bar. That's how far in this went. But we got a problem with this because look at all the cancer. We got bubbles there, your edge right here, and right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a door skin on this. Jason S. helped me find one, got it ordered for me. It does not have these, so it's going to be completely plain. And we're going to cut this off in this video. And I'm going to check underneath side and see if I got any rust problems. If I do, I will get them cleaned up. We're going to do the bottom rocker side of the inside with a Pour 15. We're going to do enamel epoxy, or epoxy enamel, blah, 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 blah. I'll get it right in a minute. A primer on the inside of the door skin. That's going to make it moisture resistant. And I may even spray some of it in other places on the door. But underneath, we'll turn it over here in just a second and come back. It is a nice day for June, let me tell you. Okay, we got this door flipped. And got a little bit of hole through right there. That right there is just seam sealer, but it's good underneath it. I may just drill this out and cut it out and let it be a drain hole. You can see the drain holes all through this thing, but you see how it gunks up down in there. Come on, focus. You see how it gunks up down in there. That is why this thing rusts out. A little bit more right there. May have to cut me a little piece and put in. Well, this is going to be a 2 or 3 part video, because once I get this door panel off, I want to flip it over. We're going to clean up all this, make it look right, make it right, and then we will get the door panel prepped, and we will get this thing put together. But now I'm going to attempt to get all this off. Is it glued or clipped? Okay, good, it's clipped. I was worried about that. And they glued this. Of course they did. Okay, well, I'm going to put you up on a time lapse and we're going to get to work. Okay, I'll show you what we got. And it looked really strange to me. This seam here was loaded with sealant, which is what they do from the factory. We got right in here, ground this down, but I started seeing pieces of brass. That thing has been brazed before. And I mean, all your spot welds look factory. You get over here, this is the side that opens. There's not a bit of seam sealer on this at all, which is really, really strange. You're welded right there. This is all comes in with the panel. And then right here is where you start folding it down. And you get over here, I do have some rust to take care of. What I might do is look at this other door and cut a piece like this out and lay it in and just weld it in. But that'll be in the next video. But right now I'm going to get the grinder. We're going to get this thing cut off. Okay, I want to show you what I'm about to do here. We're going to be taking my little 5-inch air grinder, we're going to take and cut, grind right along this edge until you grind through the metal. Doesn't take much since you're grinding right on the edge, all the way around the door until you get to these points right up here. I want to go ahead and do right to this point. And then after we get to these points, we're going to find, we'll probably end up getting the die grinder and cutting out around this area, because of the fact you don't want to cut away on the door frame, and you won't know what's attached until you get rid of all this. And it's hard to get in there to get rid of that until you get this out of the way. So I want to take the die grinder, cut it here, come out around, real lightly cut that, get it peeled back. But we're going to get this outside door panel off and take a look on the inside of this to see exactly how bad it is all in here. Now, I've got 2 doors from the other car out there. I just chose this one because it didn't look as bad. I may end up getting the other door and doing the same thing, cutting that skin off and comparing to see exactly how bad it is. I won't do that on camera, but let's get to working on this one and see what we got. Okay, I know you've been wondering what I'm doing with my flashlight. And I want to show you right here. As you can see, this area right through here, you got solid metal. And you see this little line right through here? That means you've cut through. So now the door skin right here is separate from the rest of the door. So you got to do this all the way around the car, and it doesn't take much. It does not take much for you to get through that. But it's good to have a light just so you can see right when you break through, because if you grind too much, you'll be getting into your actual door, and then that might throw you off when you put your skin on. So this right here is what you want to see when you're grinding off a door skin. Okay, we got her loose. Now then, let's peel it up here. Looks like we still got contact right there. Looks like we got a couple of spot welds on that spot. Let me get a drill. Oop, my drill's over at the house. Okay, so let's do it this way. More than one way to drill a spot weld. Okay, got those popped loose. Door skin is off. And let's take a good look inside here and see how bad it is. Let's go slide that right over there for right now. Whew. You know, it's not as bad as I thought it would look. Let's get you in here a little bit closer. That surface rust right there, here's where we start getting down into it. That one there's getting a little thin. I mean, it's still solid metal right through here. Here's where we start getting a little bit crusty. I'll probably end up pulling one of those other doors in, or that other door, and taking a good look at it. I want to get the wire brush and brush this down and determine whether or not I want to use this door or I want to use the other door. So let's take a look up here. This right here is where your mirror attaches on, and whew, that's got some crusty. Now, the way these doors are made, water comes through here and out the bottom. There's just pretty much no way you can seal it. But the main thing I was worried about was this bar being bent. It looks good and straight. The latch area is clean, as is the hinge area. So the body of this door is not super bad. It's just we got these holes right here, which would be nothing to fix. But I want to bring the other door in here off camera, check it out. But now you know how to skin a door. Now this top piece up here that I cut, this folds around behind and has spot welds. So what we'll do, we'll get the drill, which the drill is over at the house right now, and drill out those spot welds, pop it off. The new door skin just fits right down over it like that. And then when you put it on the sides, see, all this right here is going to come off, because that's part of the old door skin. Boy, they barely got the spot weld on that one, didn't they? But that'll come off. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire brush as much of this I can inside. We're going to put Pour 15 on it after I repair the rust, and that will convert the rust to solid, where it won't eat no more. And then I'm going to put the Dynamat on the back side of the door skin. Oh, and I'm also going to do urethane primer in here, because urethane primer is waterproof. The primer I put on the roof is not. So urethane primer down here at the bottom of the door, you know, as much on the inside as I can. Take out the mechanism, get it all cleaned up and de-rusted. Get all this junk out of here. Look at the dirt that come out of that thing. Yeah, it's been gathering ever since 1985. But that's how you skin a door. Next video we come back on it and I'll show you the prep work of what we're going to do, the rust repair, what I'm going to do to keep it from rusting ever again. And then the next one we will actually be putting the skin back on and finishing up the door skin video with that. This is one of the hardest things that I have to do on the body work on this car. The rest of it is pretty much minor. I've got to strip all the paint off the roof, get it primed, get it ready. But body work should not take long. Well, that's going to be it for this video. This will be dropping Sunday. I'm actually filming this on Sunday. Helping Randy get the 57 ready for a power tour took a little bit more time than I expected, but you know, he's a friend. I'm going to help him any way I can. Tomorrow's video, I'm going to repost the last Corvette video that I did, mainly because I've had so many people asking, where's the Corvette? Are you going to sell the Corvette or not? I actually did a video of it leaving, so I'm going to repost that tomorrow. We've got a bunch of new subscribers, almost 2,000 in the last 28 days. Everybody, I cannot express to you my gratitude for joining me on this. It's just fired me up to do more, do better. But tomorrow I have got a major plumbing thing to do in my house. I just don't see me getting out here and getting a video filmed in time to get it out. So I'm just going to replay the Corvette video so everybody can be updated on that and my new subscribers can see that old project. Please view it, put it on in the background. Just keep the algorithm going. That's all I ask. If that algorithm can keep going, it'll put it out there a whole lot more. But Tuesday's Tech Tip, you have to join me because I have found out more information on the 427. It's going to be a follow-up video. It's got some things that I guarantee you most people have never heard of, and it'll be interesting. I promise you that. It'll probably be even more interesting than the teardown. But I've had information from the gentleman who sold it to Two Guys Garage. He told me exactly what was in it. I don't think he mentioned the cam, but we got the specs on the cam anyways. But it'll be a video to watch. Join me on that Tuesday. I'll try and have it done by 10 o'clock Tuesday morning, just like all my regular videos usually are. But give me a couple of days to get caught up. We'll be back to one new video a day. But enjoy that Corvette video tomorrow. I guarantee you those who haven't seen it, or those who have, might like a recap. So, thank y'all for joining me. Please hit that like and subscribe. Merch store coming soon. I'm about to start manufacturing keychains for me, Randy, and Monkey Wrench Mike. I'll be selling them through my channel, and I'm going to be splitting the profits with them. So, guys, thank you for joining me here on Santa's Workshop. Have a blessed day. We'll see you tomorrow.